morning, everybody. It is Reid from readaboutsex.com, and we are here. We're back in my office on the treadmill, and I'm opening up my Facebook page so I can see comments as they come in behind my camera. So if you're joining us, just leave a comment. Hello, Janet. Hi. Leave a comment. Let me know you can hear me okay. And let's just dive in because it's a busy day today. I'm in Oakland, California right now, and it's raining. So it's one of those cloudy days where you can get a lot of work done. And I've got some phone calls and things to make today. So hi, good morning, everyone. Let's go on our morning walk. Hello, Mark. How are you? Hi, Debbie. Can people hear me? Yes. Let me know. Sound. No sound. Okay. Hang on. There's no sound. That's weird. Everything looks like it's hooked up. Let me try one thing. We might have to restart the broadcast if people can't hear us. Can you hear me? I can hear you fine. Okay, good. Whew. I got a little nervous there for a moment. Okay, so let's just dive in with, look at all these people showing up. This is exciting. So let's just talk about receiving no, and why no is a gift. And for those of you who've, as we go for our little walk here today, for those of you who've never been to a cuddle party, I invite you to go check out cuddleparty.com. That was a communication workshop that Marsha Baczynski and I co-founded in 2004, and that became a huge news story back then, and just kind of blew up in the media. And it was just a big conversation about touch and non-sexual affection. But the big piece that we cover in the Welcome Circle at cuddle parties is being able to say no, because a lot of us grew up in families where we had to learn how to tolerate. Betty Martin, who's a really great educator, also a cuddle party, on the cuddle party board of advisors, who teaches a great workshop called Touch Like a Pro. So if you ever get a chance to do any work with Betty Martin, I highly recommend it. But Betty was really great about talking about, we learn as young babies to tolerate things. Like, all of us have learned to tolerate when we were little getting our diapers changed when we didn't want to get our diapers changed, being picked up and put in the baby car seat when we didn't want to get put in the baby car seat. So a lot of people just really deep in their subconscious learned how to not speak up or how to tolerate in order to make mommy and daddy happy. And those skill sets that we learned, which aren't really helpful, but maybe kept our parents sane in the moment, as adults, there is this tendency to, in order to please people, not to speak up. And what I want to reframe, and what we talk about at Cuddle Party, what I talk about a lot in my sex and education work, is this idea of looking at people saying no to you completely differently. Because now we're adults, and we can take the time to shift our perspective and re-anchor it. And the reframe is to take something that a lot of us, I think, have experienced, which is the example of imagining or remembering when you've ever invited people to do something with you. Go to the movies, go for a picnic, road trip, or whatever. You invited a family member or a friend to do something with you, and they said yes. And then when you were doing the thing that they did not want to be there, and to remember and kind of represence for yourself what that feels like or felt like when you had somebody doing something with you who didn't want to be doing it, and all the grief and the BS you had to put up with because that person didn't want to be there. If you've ever had that experience and you can really remember it and the bullshit you had to go through, remember that whenever you invite somebody or make a request for somebody to do something and they say no, they just saved you that grief. They alleviated the situation in the future of you having to put up with that. That is humongous. That is huge. And it is why we say in Cuddle Party that when somebody says no to you, to thank them for taking care of themselves, to thank them for saying no. Whatever phrase you want to use. In Cuddle Party, we say, thank you for taking care of yourself. And some people think that sounds weird. It sounds, like you're kind of putting that person down, or it's snarky. So whatever phrase you want to replace that with, when people tell you no, even if they do it roughly and clumsily and it comes out, harsh, remember the bullshit they just saved you and thank them somehow. Reinforce for them that you appreciate them saying no, even when you're disappointed, so that you can encourage them and count on them in the future to continue to say no. And again, we're not going to be perfect. I don't always speak up and say no when I'm a no. And sometimes we think we're yes, and then, we realize we get clarity later, or you invite, somebody to do something a week from now, and then, a week from now, they feel like they have to do it because they said yes, but they're really clear that they don't want to be there, which in Cuddle Party is, the next rule after that is you're encouraged to change your mind. So, maybe we'll go on another walk and talk about changing your mind tomorrow or something like that. But the big piece I just want to reinforce is that when people tell you no, that is really a gift. I'm not saying that it's not going to sting or that rejection doesn't hurt, but you might be able to jujitsu the rejection piece by reframing it as they just saved you from a bunch of grief, and encouraging people to say no, having people feel safe that they can say no around you, that you can take no well, you handle a good no. That can be a huge gift for you to be that person for your communities. I'm not saying it's easy. Some of the advice that I give is simple, very powerful, simple advice. I'm not saying it's easy advice to implement, but as you get the hang of it on a good day, you can remember to thank that person, because them being able to say no is really important. Them being able to change their mind, we'll do another video for that, is really important. And if you can't see, like just in relationships, business relationships, coworker relationships, family relationships, relationships with your kids, this is really big. In the bedroom, being able to speak up and not have to tolerate things, encouraging people to say no and change their mind in the bedroom is huge too, especially if it's in the bedroom and you're in a long-term relationship and you're going to be in the bedroom with this person for decades. So again, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Hi, Leanne. Hey, Catherine. I'm going to go look through the comments. I'll try to like and reply to everything that I can. Share these comments today. Some of you had asked about social media stuff. Obviously, we're on Facebook, but if you're on Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest or anything like that, it's almost always Read About Sex on social media. So come find me there. Thank you so much for joining us for the morning walk. I have a surprise that I think I might be able to implement for tomorrow, or certainly this week. So pay attention, watch out for these videos. I have a surprise coming, and I want to give you a hint, but it's about taking our walks in the office, and I'm going to change the scenery a little bit. So I'm going to leave it at that. What else? What are your thoughts on saying no? Thank you so much for doing all these walking, talking things with me. And now it's almost 11 a.m. and I've got to jump on a call in a minute. So bye, everyone. Thanks for going on a walk with me. Bye. Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really, like...